When I think of a wily woman, I think
sneaky, scheming, manipulative.
Very tricksy.
Deceitful.
calculating, scheming, controlling.
Devious.
Very conniving, very underhanded.
I've seen women manipulate men through tears, flirtatious behavior.
I mean, I have different friends that have had some sexual manipulation as well, where they've had, you know, their girlfriend or whatever kind of using sexuality to feel secure. And so they will tell the guy that, no, it's okay, it's not wrong, as long as they don't go too far, it's okay to go this way, and the Bible doesn't say that's not right, or that's not wrong. And so the guys who want to do it right, but again, they want to protect their woman and they want them to feel like they're being rejected or ugly or those things, they give into that.
Sexual manipulation? Well, the easiest example would be just how they dress. It kind of ties into the emotional one too, where they'll try to dress a certain way maybe for their boyfriend to try and provoke a response. Maybe they're going out dressed a certain way to make their boyfriend jealous.
I've heard of women using sex as a threat in marriage, kind of a way to get what they want from their husbands. And it's really kind of a weird thing because you hear of husbands, they just seem really oppressed by what's happening, and I don't think sex is supposed to be something that you necessarily deserve to get. I think it's something that's supposed to bring you together. And so ultimately, I mean, if that was the case, you know, it would definitely be kind of a merit system, I think, and that doesn't seem right to me.
I think verbal manipulation is a way that girls manipulate boys, and I've seen it a lot in my own life when I've been feeling guilty for something that I didn't necessarily think I was at fault for, but by the end of the conversation, it was my fault. So.
Emotional manipulation is a rather nasty business because you know, despite what most women think, we actually, as males, do have emotions. They may be buried down there a little bit, but they are there. And so when you attack our feelings of maybe of loyalty, of how we want to be a protector, and basically being a man, and you're emotionally using that against us to get us to do what you want, or to get us to think what you want, or to treat you a certain way that you think you should be treated. I mean, it's devastating, really, completely devastating.
I know firsthand of what it's like to be spiritually manipulated, and it runs along the same things as it does with verbal manipulation, except it's another point. You're using God now to make you feel more guilty about something. And so I've always found that really bizarre and really interesting and a lot more severe even, because you feel a lot worse.
There's things I've heard of people who, whether on mission trip or in some situations, where girls have gone up to guys and said, I was praying about it, and you know, I really feel like God is telling us that we should be together and we're meant to be together. And the interesting thing was, the next day or the next 2 or 3 days, or it might have even been the next week, a different girl went up to the same guy and said the exact same thing. And then a couple weeks later it happened again. Like, it was three girls in one. He was on one mission trip. 3 girls all prayed and all felt that the Lord was leading them to tell this guy that they were supposed to be together, which he didn't end up with any of them.
In a relationship where women are manipulative, there can't be trust, because once the guy figures out he's being manipulated, he loses the trust that the woman will come to him honestly and talk about what she needs. Because obviously she doesn't trust him to just tell him. She just thinks, okay, I'll only get it if I manipulate him. So he starts to, you know, lose trust in her as well.
Being trapped by a manipulative woman is a fate worse than death.
When a guy realizes he's being manipulated, the first thing he feels, I think, is anger.
You feel duped. You feel like an idiot. I mean, you feel stupid. You feel like someone completely pulled the blinds over your eyes.
I feel like I've done my best to protect her and give her what she needs, and yet she has to manipulate me to get that. So I'm angry that she would stoop to that level rather than just talk to me.
It never works out well. You see it go downhill really fast.
Christian women should avoid using a manipulative approach because it'll just end up in disaster.
It creates a relationship that's based on a series of lies.
It'll just completely fall apart. I mean, there's no real stable base for the relationship. There's nothing. I mean, it's built on lies basically, and built on control and power.
And so if you base something on something that's not a solid foundation, how can you expect it to survive?
You will get a lot more from a guy who you don't manipulate. And in the end, it's going to be a lot more beneficial for both him and for you.
But if you want a relationship that is a standalone unit, that, you know, the guy really respects who you are, you have a relationship that really can stand the test of time, then what are you doing starting it off on a false foundation?